Good morning, children. How are you? Welcome to our video classes. In the in the last class, we have learned about chemical reactions. What are chemical reactions? Simply the process in which a new substance is formed with new properties that are called as chemical reactions. Chemistry means it involves lot of chemical reactions. It involves lot of chemical reactions. How many substances we have innumerable number of substances. How all these innumerable number of substances are formed? All these innumerable number of substances are formed by chemical reactions. That means one element reacts with another element, a compound is formed, and the formed compound again combines with another element, and another compound, another molecule is formed. Like that we have innumerable number of substances. Okay, while we are going through this chemistry, we have to write these chemical equations or read these chemical equations. Okay, that is very necessary in chemistry. While reading these chemical equations or writing these chemical equations in its full form, that is very tedious task. That's why what is needed? The shorthand representation. That means the shorthand notation of chemical reactions are necessary. These shorthand notations are called as chemical equations. Okay, for example, in the reaction of magnesium with oxygen and forms magnesium oxide. Okay, how do you write that equation? How do we write that reaction? Magnesium reacts with oxygen and forms magnesium oxide. That is quite long. That means it is tedious task. To rectify that difficulty, okay, this shorthand representation of chemical equations are necessary. Simply, this shorthand representation of chemical equations are called as chemical equations. Okay, then how do we write these chemical equations? First, before learning this, first we have to learn what are terminology involved in these chemical equations. Reactions. In the chemical reactions, what are the substances involved? Okay, that means what are the substances participate, that original substances are called as reactants. Okay, and the newly formed substances, or what are the substances formed after the reaction, that are called as products. For example, in the photosynthesis reaction, okay, carbon dioxide reacts with water and forms glucose and oxygen. In this reaction, what are the original substances? Carbon dioxide and water. What are the newly formed substances? Glucose and oxygen. These original substances, that means between which substances the reaction takes place, that are called as reactants, and the newly formed substances are called as products. Simply in this, the reactants are carbon dioxide and water, and the products are glucose and oxygen. Let us observe one more example. When magnesium reacts with oxygen to form magnesium oxide, magnesium and oxygen are reactants, and magnesium oxide is product. Okay, while writing these chemical reactions, these reactants and products are separated by an arrow mark. This is read as gives rise to, or simply gives. That means these reactants and products are separated by arrow mark. Mean simply what are present on the left side of the arrow mark, that are reactants, and what are present on the right side of the arrow mark, that are products. Okay, that means this arrow indicates the direction of reaction. Here direction of reaction means towards east, towards north, not like that. Okay, between which substances the reaction takes place and what are formed, that is indicated by this arrow mark. Okay, next, if sometimes a single reactant is there, and sometimes two reactants are there, and sometimes more than two reactants are there. If two or more than two reactants are there that are combined with plus, and in the same manner, in some chemical reaction a single product is there, and in some chemical reactions two or more products are there. Okay, that if two or more products are there, again that are also combined with plus. Then how to write a chemical equation? Just observe. To write the chemical equation, simply we have to follow 3 steps. Okay, in that first step, first observe the reaction carefully and identify what are the products and what are the products and reactants, or what are the reactants and what are the products. For example, in this reaction of aluminium reacts with iron oxide and forms aluminium oxide and iron. Aluminium and iron oxide are reactants. Aluminium oxide and iron are products. Let us observe one more example. In the reaction of photosynthesis, carbon dioxide and water are reactants, and glucose and oxygen are products. And in the case of reaction of magnesium with oxygen, magnesium and oxygen are reactants. Magnesium oxide is product. Like that, first identify the reactants and products in a chemical reaction. After this, write the full names of the chemicals involved in the chemical reaction, that are reactants and products. Okay. Like how, for example, aluminium plus iron oxide gives aluminium oxide and iron. In the case of reaction of magnesium, magnesium plus oxygen gives magnesium oxide. And in the reaction of photosynthesis, carbon dioxide plus water gives glucose or carbohydrate and oxygen. And in the reaction of zinc with hydrochloric acid to form zinc chloride and hydrogen, the names of the substances we have to write. How? Zinc plus hydrochloric acid gives zinc chloride plus hydrogen. This is the first step in writing the chemical equations. In the first step, what we have to wrote, that means what are the names of the substances. If the chemical reaction is written with the names of the substances, simply that is word equation. First we have to write the word equation. Okay, then after writing this word equation, next step is write the chemical formula of the substances involved in the chemical reaction. Okay, for all the chemicals, chemical formula is there or not? Yes. Then what is chemical formula? Simply chemical formula means the representation of a chemical with symbols and some numbers, that is called as chemical formula. For example, the chemical formula for water is H2O, and the chemical formula for carbon dioxide is CO2. Okay, and while writing the chemical formula, what are the atoms and how many atoms are present in the molecule, that means chemical substance, we have to write that symbol and number only. Okay, always with how many atoms are present, that are written as a subscript, means bottom right corner. For example, in this case, the molecular formula for iron oxide is Fe2O3. That means it is iron 3 oxide. What is iron 3 oxide? In it, the oxidation state is 3. Oxidation state of iron is 3. And in the same manner, the molecular formula for carbon dioxide is CO2. We have to write CO2 only. That means one carbon atom and 2 oxygen atoms only. But don't write CO or C2 or okay, or other with other subscripts. Why? We know according to law of definite proportion or constant proportion, when 2 or more elements are combined to form a compound, always that are combined in a definite proportion or constant proportion. Okay, that means if any chemical reaction takes place, compulsory it governs some laws, that are laws of chemical combinations. Okay, in this law of definite proportion also it must obey. That's why while writing a chemical formula, okay, that molecule is formed with what are the atoms and how many atoms, we have to mention that only. For example, the molecular formula for water is H2O. If you write H2O2, that is not water, that is another chemical substance. Or if you write HO2, that is totally incorrect, that substance may not exist. Like that, while writing any chemical formula, in it what are the atoms or how many atoms, we have to write that only. Okay, and in this case, a number is written as its subscript. While writing a chemical formula, a number is written as its subscript. Okay, what is its subscript number? That denotes the number of atoms. Okay, and that subscript number didn't change. Okay, while writing a chemical formula. Okay, and sometimes we write a multiple coefficient as we write a number as multiple of the molecule. Okay, that they represents the number of molecules. Okay, again about that coefficient number we will learn later. In this case, after first identify the reactants and products, write word equation. After writing the word equation, we have to write the chemical formula of the substances. For example, in the case of reaction of magnesium with oxygen, the chemical formula for magnesium is Mg, oxygen is O2, magnesium oxide is MgO. That's why its chemical equation is Mg plus O2 gives MgO. Okay, and in the reaction of zinc with hydrochloric acid, the chemical formula for zinc is Zn, hydrochloric acid is HCl, zinc chloride is ZnCl2, hydrogen is H2. Then Zn plus HCl gives ZnCl2 plus H2. Like that, write the names of the molecular formula of the elements, not name, sorry, molecular formula of the elements. If you write the molecular formula, that is called as a skeletal equation. What is that equation? Skeletal equation. Okay, and the final step while writing the chemical equation is balance the chemical equation. What is the final step? Balancing the chemical equation. Okay, now balancing of a chemical equation. While writing a chemical equation, we should write a balanced chemical equation. Why should we write a balanced chemical equation? Okay, according to law of conservation of mass, already I told you, if any chemical reaction takes place, it governs some laws that are laws of chemical combination. Already we have learned about these laws of chemical combinations. First law is law of conservation of mass. Okay, second law is law of definite proportions, and third law is law of multiple proportions. What is the law of conservation of mass? During any chemical reaction, mass can neither be created nor destroyed. Means the total mass of the atoms is reactants is equal to the total mass of the products. Okay, for example, if two or more reactants are there, their total mass is 40 unified mass units. After the reaction, one or two or more than two products are there. Okay, if that mass of the products, molecular mass of the products is 40 unified mass units, that is balanced. Okay, if it is not 40 unified mass units, okay, it is not balanced. Like that, while writing a chemical equation, we have to write a balanced chemical equation. Why should we write a balanced chemical equation? That means during any chemical reaction, actually what is happened? First, what the bond dissociation and bond formation takes place. That means first the initial substances, the reactants, are splits into its components. For example, in this case, iron oxide is there. This iron oxide splits into iron and oxygen. For splitting of this molecule, energy is needed. That means bond dissociation must takes place. Okay, and after this bond dissociation, again bond formation takes place. That means simply during any chemical reaction, rearrangement of atoms only takes place. That means the atoms of different elements present on the reactant side, okay, are same the atoms of the elements on the product side. That means the atoms of, what are the atoms and how many atoms are present on the reactant side, again same number of atoms and same type of atoms are also present on the product side. If it is like that, then it is a balanced equation. If it is not like that, then it is not balanced equation. Okay, that means why during any chemical reactions only rearrangement of atoms takes place, means atoms can neither be created nor destroyed. Why? While computing the mass of any molecule, which are taken into account? atoms. Molecular mass means the total mass of all atoms present in a molecule is called its molecular mass. In any chemical reaction, according to law of conservation of mass, the total mass of the reactants are equal to the total mass of the products, means the atoms of different elements present on the reactant side are same as those atoms of different elements on the product side, but means only rearrangement of atoms takes place. Okay, that means while balancing any chemical equation, take care that what are the atoms and how many atoms are present on the reactant side. Same type and same number of atoms are must be present on the product side also. Let us observe how to balance a chemical equation. While balancing a chemical equation, okay, we have to change the coefficient. That means while balance, for example, if in this reaction, in the given reaction, if 2 is not there as coefficient of iron oxide, 3 is not there as a coefficient of carbon, and 4 is not there as coefficient of iron, and 3 is not there as coefficient of carbon dioxide, then what is the equation? Fe2O3 plus C gives Fe plus CO2. Then is it balanced? No, it is not balanced. Why? The number of atoms, okay, of iron on the reactant side is 2, and the number of atoms on the of iron on the product side is 1 only, and oxygen reactant side 3, product side 2. Okay, that's why it is unbalanced equation. The type of chemical equation is called skeletal equation. If we left as skeletal equation, is it correct? Totally it is incorrect. That's why we have to balance it. Equate the number of atoms on both sides. While equating these number of atoms on the both sides, atoms of both sides of the reaction, okay, we have to change the product multiple of that molecules, what we call as coefficient number, with the simple whole numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, until all the atoms on the reactant side and product side are balanced. Okay, that's if the number of atoms on the reactant side and products are not balanced, it is unbalanced equation. But while balancing a chemical equation, don't change the subscript, of the molecule. We have to change the coefficient number only. Let us observe in this reaction of methane with oxygen to form carbon dioxide and water. Okay, how many carbon atoms are there on the reactant side and product side? Reactant side 1, product side 1. That means carbon atoms are balanced. Then what about hydrogen atoms? On reactant side 4, product side 2 only. That means these are not balanced. In the same way, oxygen atoms are also not balanced. That's why it is a skeletal equation. Then we have to balance it, okay, by keeping any number as its multiple of the coefficient of the molecule. Okay, this method of balancing the equations, okay, by changing any by keeping any number as its coefficient of the molecule is called as hit and trial method. Which what method it is? Hit and trial method. Okay, let us observe some examples. And in this case, hydrogen reacts with oxygen and forms hydrogen monoxide, what we call as water. In this, hydrogen and oxygen are reactants. Hydrogen monoxide is a product. Observe, if 2 is what is indicated with red color, if that multiples are not present, just observe. H2 plus O2 gives H2O. Is it balanced? No. Why? The number of oxygen atoms on the reactant side and product side are not same. That's why it is unbalanced equation. Okay, to balance it, if we keep 2 as coefficient of hydrogen on the reactant side, then the number of hydrogen atoms on the reactant side are 4, oxygen atoms 2. Okay, but on the product side, the hydrogen atoms are only 2. That's why again put 2 before H2O. That means coefficient of H2O. Then all the atoms of the reactants and products are balanced. Okay, in the same manner, try to balance these other equations also. Okay, note down these equations in your notebook. Not only these, what are given in your textbook, note down all the equations. And in your textbook, directly equations are not given, chemical reactions are also given. Okay, first observe the reaction carefully and identify the reactants and products Okay, and first write the chemical equation. How do you write the chemical equation? To write the chemical equation, first word equation names, and in the place of that names write the chemical formula of the substances. After writing the chemical formula, balance the chemical equations. But observe one thing, while balancing a chemical equation, don't change the subscript number of the molecules. Okay, it is better to keep the molecule in a box. Okay, if you put the molecule in a box while balancing, don't change anything inside the box. We have to change anything with a simple whole number. We have to change the coefficient with a simple whole number, but outside the box only. Okay, next, after balancing the chemical equation, final steps is, okay, writing the symbols of physical states. That means in the reactions what are participated, that means the reactants and products that may be in any state. Some are in solid state, some are in gaseous state, some are in like liquid state, and some are aqueous solutions. Okay, then what is aqueous solution? The solution of any substance with water. That means if water is used as a solvent, that solute may be any substance, then that solution is called as aqueous solution. For example, when sodium chloride, common salt, is added in water, that dissolves, a solution is formed. What is that solution? That is aqueous solution of sodium chloride. Okay, like that. Reactants and products may be in any states. That means gaseous state or liquid state, or okay, sometimes solid precipitate is also formed, precipitate or like that. Then if you, it is very important to mention the physical states of the reactants and products also. If we mention the physical states of reactants and products, then it gives the complete information about the reaction. That's why to make the chemical equation more informative, we have to mention the physical states of reactants and products also along with their chemical formulas. Okay, while balancing a chemical equation, we are changing the coefficient number of the molecule. Okay, after balancing, okay, right side we have to mention the physical states. For example, if the reactants or products are in solid state, okay, keep as in bracket at the side of the substance. In this example, observe iron, it is in solid state. Okay, how can you identify that is in a solid state? At the side of the substance, S is mentioned in bracket. In the same manner, if any substance is liquid substance, okay, mention S in brackets, and if it is a solid, S, liquid S, L, gaseous substance G, and if it is aqueous solution, AQ, like that we have to mention. But in some chemical reactions, precipitates are also formed. Okay, that reactions are called as precipitation reactions. Already we have learned. Okay, when potassium iodide reacts with lead nitrate, lead iodide, yellow color precipitate and potassium iodide are formed. Then what is precipitate? If a solid undissolved component is formed, that is called as precipitate. In some chemical reactions, precipitates are also formed. Okay, how the precipitate is represented? That precipitate, how that precipitate is denoted? If it is a precipitate, at the side of the substance mention arrow mark in downward direction. That means the arrow mark in downward direction simply represents precipitate. Okay, and in some chemical reactions, gaseous substances are also evolved. If a gaseous substance is evolved in any reaction, okay, at the side of the gaseous substance, okay, indicate an arrow mark in upward direction. That means that upward arrow indicates the liberation of a gas, and downward arrow in a chemical reaction represents the formation of precipitation reaction. Okay, and to make the more chemical equation more informative, one more thing is there. What is that? Some chemical reactions takes place in the presence of a catalyst. In the presence of a catalyst. Okay, then what is a catalyst? For example, if you observe photosynthesis, okay, is the photosynthesis takes place in darkness? No, it takes place in the presence of light only. Okay, that means plants take in carbon dioxide and water. Okay, plants take in carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight and synthesized into glucose and oxygen. Okay, that means that light acts as a catalyst. Okay, and some reactions takes place, for example, when hydrogen gas is passed through unsaturated hydrocarbons in the presence of nickel or palladium catalyst that are converted into saturated hydrocarbons. That means the nickel or palladium catalyst, the nickel or palladium acts as catalyst. How the sunlight acts as catalyst in a chemical reaction, in the same manner in some other reactions a substance is used as a catalyst. Then what is this catalyst? This catalyst is a substance which promotes or alters the rate of reaction. Okay, that catalyst doesn't participate in the reaction, but it promotes the rate of reaction. Okay, in the presence of that catalyst, that reaction changes may occur slowly or rapidly. That's why we have to mention the catalyst also. Then where do you mention the catalyst? Always the catalyst is written on the upside of the arrow mark, that means gives rise to. Okay children, I think all you understood this. Okay, and open your notes, practice every chemical equation, chemical reaction. Okay, what are the molecular formulas of the substances? That is very important. Already we have learned how we write a chemical formula by using valencies. Okay, thank you.